Welcome on into today's college football pick video play for September 3rd, 2018. And this one talking about this hyped up matchup over in the ACC between Virginia Tech and Florida State. Two teams that have the potential to have a positive trajectory in 2018, build off of what they did last year, where Virginia Tech, respectable at 9-4 overall. Florida State, not the kind of season they were hoping for, going just 7-6 overall. They're going to try to take a much bigger step, obviously, in a positive direction. And because of that 7-6 mark, they're going to go ahead and make a head coaching change. They bring in Willie Taggart, who has proven himself to some extent, but he's bringing in a new system over to Florida State. Might take them a little bit of time to figure things out as they go more up-tempo, spread attack on the offensive side of the ball, but they have the pieces offensively to where this system can be effective. It's just a situation where how long does it take them to really reach their full potential? Can they do it right out of the gate, or is it going to take some weeks to get things down pat? We'll see how they do here against a Virginia Tech opponent who is, it's really a program that builds themselves on the defensive side of the ball first. Head coach Fuente, ever since he's taken over, he's done a respectable job at Virginia Tech, restoring them back to respectability within the ACC. Virginia Tech, defensively, they have to replace some pretty big pieces from last year's team, but they have the talent in place as well as the coaching to where they should be pretty solid defensively again in 2018. On the flip side of the ball, offensively, Virginia Tech, they bring back quarterback Josh Jackson, who is in a situation where he could take a big step here, maybe have a breakout year, especially if the weapons around him continue to develop. But it could be a situation here where Virginia Tech's defense might be a little bit ahead of where their offense might be coming out of the gate. We'll see how that plays out. And then offensively, on the flip side with Florida State, like I said, transitioning to that up-tempo spread attack under Willie Taggart. Starting quarterback DeAndre Francois is going to get the nod there. And just in terms of Francois, he needs much better protection from his offensive line, which at times last year was just an absolute sieve in basically leading to a situation where Francois couldn't stay out there on the field. He kept getting hurt, injured. They racked up a ton of sacks. He needs that better protection, but also going into more an up-tempo attack. Maybe that makes it to where he can get the ball out a little bit quicker and doesn't have to sit there in the pocket. Again, we'll see how that plays out. But then also Florida State defensively on that side of the ball, they bring back a ton of talent. Should be a great defensive unit here for Florida State. And as long as Florida State lives up to their potential defensively and their offense continues to work along under their new system here, should be a pretty solid year overall for Florida State. I'd be surprised if they weren't able to improve on the 7 wins that they picked up in 2017, maybe more, about in the 9, 10, maybe even more wins than that range. And then Virginia Tech, also same kind of situation. Anything short of 9, 10 wins or maybe even higher would be a disappointment. So I can't wait to see how these two teams look coming out of the gate against each other. So in this one, I'm going to give my lean on where I see the better value on the over-under, that total number at 55 points. And because Florida State is transitioning to a new offensive system against a really solid defense, maybe they have a harder time putting up the kind of numbers that they won in week 1. And then also on the flip side, Florida State, very solid defensive unit. I think that they can potentially at least keep this Virginia Tech opponent within check. So with all that being the case, going to go ahead side with the under 55 points here as the better value play. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our picks over at stumpthespread.com. Linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for future videos.